The packaging on this box, like this man is just like, it's intense. Welcome back everyone. Today's video is going to be a new try to get ready with me. I wanted to use some of the products that you most requested in my PR haul from last week. So for my eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be using the new one from Nomad Cosmetics. Super excited to get into this one. I have a few different items from Colourpop. They have a new primer and setting spray out. And then also, I'm not going to use the palette from the Twilight collection because more people said they wanted to see the Nomad. But I do have one of their lip duos that we will be using, a lipstick and a lip pencil. And then also I got this crazy brush set from Morphe brushes, so we're going to be using a few brushes in here. So let me get you zoomed in and we'll get started. Okay, I feel like I was back in my cheerleading days. All right, so we're going to start off with a primer. Now I don't always use a primer, but Colourpop sent these new ones, and I had someone say, even if you don't use products a lot, why don't you just try them and review them anyways? I have a little bit of mixed feelings about that, just because I don't want to waste products that I know that I'm not going to keep or maybe love. But also sometimes there's products that I don't think I'm necessarily going to love, and I do try them out and I end up really loving them, like the Milk Makeup Brow Gel. I would have my first thought was I should pass on every single shade that they sent me, and then at last minute I was like, maybe I should just try one, and it's a favorite product. It was in my Best of Beauty for 2024, which should finally be up by now. So I was like, you know, I'll kind of like weigh my options, and do I think I have someone that could use this primer that I could pass it on to if I don't necessarily feel like I need to keep it in my collection. Also, maybe I'll end up loving it and like gotta have it, who knows. But the thing that made me like most interested about this primer from Colourpop, this is from their Pretty Fresh line. It's the Set It Up primer. It has peptides and also niacinamide, which is an ingredient that I really like for skincare, and also hyaluronic acid. So it's supposed to be smoothing and extend makeup wear. I do think the packaging on this one is quite cute. So I'm just gonna do a fairly small amount here. I don't have my clips, so hopefully my hair won't be too annoying today. I'm also quite obviously filming in front of a fireplace, which does make noise, so hopefully the noise isn't too bad. But I just thought, like, it's so cold. Okay, listen, when I went on my walk this morning, it was 38 degrees, but still that's very cold for Las Vegas. My hands were freezing, and so I just felt like being in front of a warm fireplace was the vibe for today's video. Okay, it's cold, but I know my mom lives in Iowa, and she said the high on Sunday is 4 degrees. I told one of my friends that here, and they said like single digits. I was like, yes, single digits. All right, for my foundation, I'm actually going to use one that was in my Best of Beauty video as well. This is from Catrice. It's their Nude Drop Tinted Serum Foundation. I have been mostly using what is in my on-the-go makeup bag, so I started a new Shop My Stash series. If you haven't seen that yet, I've done the Shop My Stash and shared all the products that I chose out for this month. I've also done a Get Ready With Me with everything in my bag. So since I just did that, I kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit with some of my products. So I've been using the Hourglass and the Urban Decay quite a bit, so I thought I would bring out one from my Best of Beauty, and I really do like this one from Catrice. The shade that I'm using right now is in 40N. I actually have a couple different shades of it. I got it in PR. I liked it so much I purchased a few more shades, but because I got this huge brush set from Morphe, they have done like their packaging when I got it was talking about how it's like Morphe reimagined. I believe they're under like new ownership. They kind of have like a new branding, like kind of going in a different direction. So I decided to give them a try. So I'm just trying to see which brush I would like to do for foundation. Kind of leaning towards this one. It's the M103, and it does say foundation brush on it. Listen, sometimes, you know, you don't have to use brushes for what they say. I was also thinking about the M106, but lately this kind of reminds me a little bit of like, not really, but like the 101 from BK Beauty, like just with like the little slant to it. But there's like a few different foundation brush options, but I think this is the one that I'm going to go with. So I'm just first going to shake up the Catrice. I just got this on Amazon. And then I am just going to do that Instagram thing where I just drop a little bit onto my face and hope for the best. This brush is very soft. First thoughts, very soft. There was a couple brushes that I pulled out when I was doing the haul, and I don't know if I necessarily felt like, just by literally feeling them, I was like, okay. But this, she's soft. This foundation is so lightweight. Like, I am someone who's a big fan of natural finish foundations, and this one I just feel like is a My Skin but better. And I loved it from like the moment that I started trying it. I was like, this is such a nice foundation. And that's why I got it in PR, but I got the shades sent to me were all like a little bit light. And I was like, that's fine, I'll just go buy my own. So I did, because it's also Catrice. It's very affordable. Like I said, I just picked mine up on Amazon, and I want to say it was like around $10 or maybe even under $10. But it's a very natural finish, yet still kind of like, I want to say like hydrating. Like, I wouldn't necessarily say like glowy or dewy, but I feel like it kind of makes the skin just like a little bit more hydrated. Right, for my concealer, I'm just using the one from Tower 28. This one is almost gone. It was so fun to do the get ready with me with my Shop My Stash bag, because I panned an eyeshadow in there. I finished a powder in that video. I was like, wow, look at me go. For the brush, I'm going to use the M132 concealer. Again, kind of similar. Like, to me, this one is a little bit similar to like the Singe Beauty. So I like the, I was going to say tint. That's incorrect. Like tilt, I think maybe was the word I was trying to think of, but it's early in the morning. Honestly, I don't normally film this early. I'm more of like an afternoon filmer, but I'm filming this on Saturday, and we do have football games to watch today, so I'm super excited. So I wanted to get a bunch of filming out of the way so I could just enjoy the day with my friends and watch some football. Concealer, beautiful, love it. Again, almost gone. For brows, I am going to use the Rare Beauty Brow Pencil. So I mentioned in my Shop the Stash video that the shade Rich Taupe, I think it's just like a little bit too dark for me, but we can make it work. Like, it's fine. So I'm pretty sure I've used this on camera before, but just in case, I thought that I would show it again, because I did use the Benefit Precisely My Brow in the last Get Ready With Me, because that is also in my makeup bag. I was trying to think of things to talk about for today's video, right? What can we discuss? What's going on in the world? What are people talking about? Listen, I know. I say it every time. I know. People on YouTube hate TikTok. I get it. I get it. But what I want to talk about is not just like this ban and what everybody thinks of it and all of the things. There has been a new trend on TikTok that it's funny to me that I see so many people being shook about the influencers essentially exposing themselves in this latest TikTok trend. And for me, I'm just kind of sitting here like, okay, like, saw that coming. You know what I mean? So if you haven't seen, again, I'm filming this on Saturday. TikTok is supposed to be banned as of tomorrow. I do, as a creator, I do have a TikTok account. One thing as a content creator is something that's very important is you should probably diversify your platforms. Not to say that someone doesn't have one platform being its main one. For me, mine is YouTube. But at the end of the day, we have no control over social media. This is something that I've been saying for so long. When people say like, why do creators start their own businesses? Why do they do these different like side hustles and side projects? Like, for me, like, I'm also an author. Why do they do that? Why don't they just stick to YouTube or stick to Instagram or whatever it may be? We have no control over that. We don't own any of that. All of my TikTok content, all my thousands of videos that I've posted over the last 5 years over there, gone tomorrow. There's nothing I can do about it. That's why I have things like my brand, things that I have created, that I own, that I control. That's why I have my books, things that I created, I control, I own. Because at the end of the day, you don't own social media. You know, we went through a period of time where YouTube was demonetizing all of our videos. I've had my Instagram account deleted 3 separate times, including on my birthday. Like, I have no control over that. At the end of the day, I will definitely be sad if TikTok is banned, because I think there's a whole different layer to just being like, oh no, you're not going to see funny videos anymore. I think there's a whole other layer to what's going on behind there. But also, to me, I am losing a paycheck. I do get paid for posting on TikTok, so that is part of my income that's going to be taken away. So, you know, bummer. As with anyone who loses a job, it sucks when that happens. I could talk about how like disappointing it is to see people be like excited that people are losing their jobs, small businesses are going to be affected, and that sort of thing. You know, I was watching a video from Glamlight the other day, the vice president of Glamlight Cosmetics, saying we are one of the top sellers on TikTok and TikTok Shop. This is where we make the majority of our sales, the majority of our profit. Like, what will the brand do if TikTok is no longer available? So there is definitely a lot to this TikTok ban, and especially as in the US, we are clearly in an economic crisis. We've also just had devastating fires happen in California. I know for me, behind the scenes, living so close to the area, and having friends who have so many ties to that area, we've been kind of in a tailspin over here of trying to help, sending out care packages, like all these, like just wondering what we can do to help. Literally on our walk yesterday, me, Katie, and Ashley were brainstorming of more ways we could try to get involved and get involved with schools there and things like that, because it's just so horrible to see. So many people have lost their homes and all of these things, and then at the same time, you're taking away a lot of jobs from people. So of course, all of that, you know, is very overwhelming. But that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is this trend where there's like an audio that's saying, well, since we're all gonna die anyways, I might as well like share one last secret with you, or something like that. So that's like the audio, right? That's like the trending audio. And then these influencers are sharing a secret. And whoo-wee, it's becoming quite intense over there. I'm just looking for a honestly, like none of these brushes are screaming to me as a bronzer brush. Maybe this one, I guess. This is powder, M161, M162. I feel like I'm not finding like my perfect bronzer brush. M163. That's interesting. Well, I'm gonna go with this one maybe. M162, the powder brush. I'm gonna use the YSL Bronzer, also in my Best of Beauty. So we have like fitness influencers coming out to say it's actually a BBL. So they've been making these videos and saying like, this is how you grow your glutes. This is what I eat. This is how I train, when they actually got surgery. We've had influencers who've done weight loss and been like, you know, I just walked a lot and watched what I ate and started a workout plan. They're saying, actually, I've been on Ozempic this whole time. In the beauty space, there is a creator who got quite popular for basically dumping foundation bottles on her skin and saying this is how she gets a flawless makeup look. And she's saying, I wiped off some of that foundation. There's like a lifestyle creator whose some of her like really popular videos were to make like these cute ices like for her drinks. Like she would make all this like cute ice, and every week like she would be like, restock my ice with me, and she would make all this ice. And she's saying, I don't actually use ice in my drinks. There's a girl who got very popular on the TikTok app because she would go to Starbucks every week and try a new drink. She just came out and said she doesn't like coffee. So there's like all of this going on, right? And of course there's like funny ones, and of course there's funny ones, there's more serious ones, but then there's also been so much outrage right now of people being like, okay, we've just been being lied to, like you've lied to your community, and all of these things. And I guess at the end of the day, some didn't surprise me, some did. Some I think are deep, some I don't think are as deep. Like lying about cosmetic surgery and taking like weight loss pills, like that to me, I just don't think is acceptable in any form. You're literally telling someone, if you want to look like me, here's what you should do when you got surgery or did different procedures or went on medications to do that. Like that to me is just flat out lying. I don't understand that. I don't think that that's okay. Some of the other ones, like the girl with the ice, she was like, I don't like ice in my drinks because I like room temperature, but like everyone else around me uses the ice. Like people that come to the house and blah, blah. It's not like I just make the ice and throw it away. Now I'm seeing like the backlash from it of people being like, how do you, like you've built a community on lies and all of these things. And I guess for me, what I want to talk about is kind of like lies versus, what do I even want to say? Like, I know for me, there is a certain pressure of being online and having these realities. Even in this video, I am not filming at my apartment. I've also been very clear about that. I've also been very clear I am now filming from a friend's space. I am using my friend's home essentially as a co-working space. I treat this as an office. I come at 9 o'clock, I leave at 5 o'clock. I shut my computer at 5 o'clock. I try. I've been very upfront about that. I haven't moved. I haven't gotten rid of my apartment. I'm just filming somewhere else. I do it for a couple of different reasons. One, I've talked at length about not loving my apartment and being there alone since my dog passed away last year. It's something that I'm just as surprised at. I really am. I obviously knew I was going to take my dog's death hard. She battled cancer for 5 months, but I never thought it would be a year later and I still have problems being alone. Tie on to that, I also experienced a home burglary, which is something I haven't, like, I've talked about it online, but I haven't talked about it quite at length because it's still very upsetting. I actually walked in on my home being burglarized. The level of safety that gets taken away from you when you experience that, it's not something that I have experienced before. I've had bad things happen to me. I've had people hit me and do worse to me and all the things, right? But your home is supposed to be the place where you are safe. And my home has not felt like that truly since the burglary. Within a month of that, my dog passed away. So no, I don't like being at my apartment. I don't like being alone. I get scared a lot. Even though I moved to a different apartment and like a higher level and all of the things, I still get scared. I hear noises, I get scared. And I think as someone who's been through traumatic experiences can understand that. So especially for me, sitting at home all day, I work full-time for myself. So I'm home all day by myself in a quiet apartment, looking around at every single noise. And my friends bought a new home and they said, everyone, like, come here, like, we all work from home, all the things, like, come here, like, we can make this a co-working space. Ashley has made this such a welcome space for me and our friend Katie. To me, it's an absolute no-brainer. And I'm so thankful that I have friends who can see the struggles and be like, guess what? We got you. We can help you. Come here. You feel at home here. You can work here. You're at peace here. You're safe here. Too, I've talked a little bit about, you know, obviously being in an apartment, I don't have as much space. Like, Ashley's garage is full of like my giveaway boxes. When I did Santa Sam, I literally had giveaway boxes like lined up in the garage with bins of makeup that I was using to put into these giveaway boxes. So obviously there's just like a lot more space over here as well. But also, this place is just aesthetically pleasing. I got a fireplace behind me. I got this love sack poof next to me, which is great. I brought back my second channel. I have a second YouTube channel and I focus it on like healthy habits, also books. I like to post like some of like my healthier recipes over there. Like the last video I just posted was this viral like frozen s'more that I've seen going around, and I love s'mores, so obviously I have to post the s'mores. Using the Natasha Denona blush, also in my Best of Beauty, and the M241. Oh, it says this is the powder bronzer brush. I like this type of brush for blush though. So especially when I was thinking about, okay, I'm gonna bring back my second channel, I'm gonna talk about habits and all of these things, I was like, my like small, you know, cluttered apartment that's like not cute, to be honest, like it doesn't really have a lot of decor. It's not a home to me. It's just a space where I keep my stuff, and that's it, right? Like obviously I hope to have like a home in a better like place, and I've tried, like, and I've done videos, like my friend Angie came and she like helped me set up a space, and it truly made me feel so much better at the time that I was like, okay, I feel like I'm kind of getting there. But I think at the end of the day, I'm getting off on a tangent here, but this is something that I've learned recently through therapy that I like kind of came to terms with. I have always been such an independent person. I have always been very much, I can do anything on my own. I don't need to ask. Asking for help is like nails on a chalkboard to me. I don't like it. I don't like admitting that I need help. I always think of myself as like a very strong, independent person. Like I can do anything, right? I think Aries Cancer journey really showed me a lot that sometimes you need to ask for help, and that there's nothing wrong with that. needing help and asking for help does not make you a weak person. And I think for me, after everything that had happened, it was very much like, I can do this on my own. I can move on my own. You know, I moved apartments. I can I can handle everything on my own still. And I think I got to a point where I was like, you know, I'm still not doing the best. I'm still kind of grappling with everything that happened, especially in such a short amount of time. And especially with Aries Cancer, I had so many people step up and help me. I mean, my mom was here so fast just to help me, because taking care of a dog with cancer was a day in, day out challenge. And I'm grateful that I got to do it. I'm grateful I got more time with her and all of the things, but it was so hard. I know towards the end, like, I was mentally, physically, emotionally exhausted myself. And I had so many people helping me through it. You know, Ashley was there with me Harry's final night and into the morning. Ashley was right there with me. I could not have gone through that without Ashley's support. So one thing for me, when I started to notice that, like, I was struggling so much to be in my apartment, I wasn't feeling as productive. When you work for yourself, like, productivity is key. Like, I have to be working, or I'm not making, like, I don't get to just clock in the morning and automatically get paid like I would if I was still at the hospital. Like, I have to be making things and creating things and making things happen, filming things, editing things, writing things. Like, I have to be doing all of those things, right? And so I'm sitting, I'm like, I'm just not feeling very productive. So I started to go to coffee shops. And so I would start to go to coffee shops in the morning, and I would have like an avocado toast and a smoothie or something like that, and I would work from the coffee shop. And just being out of my apartment and just being somewhere else, I felt more compelled to sit at my laptop and actually like get stuff done. And I was like, okay, this is working out for me. And then again, when Ashley started to offer, like, if you guys want to like be working from here, and I was like, I mean, I film a lot. And she was like, yeah, film from here. Like, look how cute this space is. And I'm like, okay. But I started coming here, and again, kind of just treating it, because I did co-working spaces as well. There's a bunch of those in Las Vegas, which is great. When I started kind of treating it like that, like, okay, I'm going to try to be there at 9 in the morning, and then, you know, try to shut my computer off around 5. I don't have a powder. Oh, that's bad. Luckily, Ashley takes most of my makeup, so she has the Nakia Joy powder. So I'm gonna use the Nakia Joy powder today. But when Ashley offered, I really went through a period of time where I was like, I think I'm leaning on my friends too much. I've also seen people on the internet say that about me. And I think I took that very personally, especially as someone who's been like, I'm always so independent. I can do anything on my own. I can figure anything out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am leaning too much on my friends, like, or being codependent or whatever, all of these things. At the end of the day, I think what makes you happy is the most important thing. What makes you feel safe is a really important thing. What makes you feel good at the end of the day is the most important thing. We literally, not to get like too philosophical, we live one life. Like, sometimes I don't understand why others are so down on people and the way that they choose to live their life when we only have one. Everyone's trying to figure out every day how to be happy in life, because this is the only one that we get. So even though I wanted to be really hard on myself and be like, okay, like what has happened to you? Like, you're older and, you know, supposed to be wiser and all of these things, but it's like you're going backwards, and now all of a sudden you need people to hold your hand. Like, why is that happening? And I think that I've had to learn a lot about giving myself grace, and also just understanding that this is a period of time in my life where I'm still, I almost feel like it's like a delayed response to everything that happened, because while everything was happening, I was in a complete just focus mode. Like, okay, my apartment got broken into. 1, I have to make sure I'm safe. 2, I have to do the police report. I have to do the insurance. I have to move. I have to try to find a new apartment. My dog is dying of cancer all at the same time. Move, boom, my dog dies of cancer. Going through all of that. And I think it took me a few months to really be like, okay, now I can sit here and I can think about things and think about what happened and reflect on things. And then I know for me, I also took last year and basically was like, I'm just going to travel this entire year. And I did. I took 19 trips in 2024. I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be around the memories. I don't want to be around the sadness. Anytime a trip got offered to me and I could make it work, I was doing it. I went back and forth from Europe 3 times in like 2 months. It was ridiculous what I was doing last year because I was most definitely a part of that. Like, I've always wanted to travel. I say that all the time. I have to travel tattooed on my body. I went to school for travel, all the things. But I know that I was also using travel as a way of hiding from things that had happened. And I'd also said that. Like, I've also been very, like, that's something that I knew. Also, this is so funny to me when people are like, oh, like, now I'm sharing all the real secrets with you. I was like, I just can't relate because I'm a chronic overshare on the internet, for better or for worse. Like, I just am. But I just wanted to share that it's okay to make a change. Like, I've worked from home for like 10 years now, including when I was at the hospital. I had never needed the structure like I feel like I need now. I've never needed to go to a coffee shop to feel like, okay, I can do something. I've never had to do that in all of my years. So I was like, why now? Why is this happening right now? So that was just something that I wanted to share, that things change, big life events can happen and throw you off. And you just have to find what works for you to get back to it and to get back to yourself. But to the original topic that I was really going for with this is almost kind of like an expectations versus reality. Using the new Nomad palette, Shimona Prisky. My discount code with Nomad is Samantha. I think I'm gonna go for the greens today because I opened it and was like, the greens. So I think it's tricky, right? And this is where I am going to be very curious on the feedback, because for me, I see a girl on the internet quite literally dumping half a bottle of foundation on her face and going like this and trying to convince you that that's what her foundation looks like. For me, immediately my brain is like, that's not real. That's for views, that's for virality, and it worked. There's nothing against this girl. I'm not trying to like bring her down by any means, but it worked. She has millions of followers. She's had insane opportunities and deals and all of the things because of those videos, right? Sometimes when I see people and their morning routines, I'm like, okay, like how realistic is that? And is that something that you're doing every single day? At the end of the day, where our social media has gone is that virality trumps truth. And to me, that's a very interesting thing. Because again, as I say, like, I'm a chronic oversharer, because to me, when I think of my community on the internet, I think of actually the word community. It has been a word that I have been talking about and trying to stay true to since my early days on the internet. I don't really have like the viral videos or things like that. And that's never really been my goal. My goal has always been community. And my goal hasn't even necessarily been like growing on social media. A lot of times I try to find ways to make things smaller. like the Facebook group that I started years ago. I was like, how can I take all of these thousands of people who follow me and find people who are so like-minded, they want to join this Facebook group and they want to talk to. I used to have prompts every single day. We would have different days where we would share a makeup look, different days that we would share a recipe, like, and then even like with my YouTube members, like I'm trying to find a way to take these 100,000 people that follow me and take them into a smaller group so I can talk to you on a more personal level, so I can have live calls with you. Because for me, I started social media to make friends, and now I feel like I have them. That's, to me, these trips that I got to take last year, you know, some of them were with my community, and those are trips that will always be so special to me and meant so much to me, because I literally got to spend a week making actual genuine connections and friendships with people that I've met through the internet. That to me is so special. If you would have told Samantha in 2009, who started her blog because she had no friends and wasn't happy, that she would be traveling to places like Greece and Italy. This year I'm going to Bali with friends that she's made on the internet, it would be mind-blowing to me. I probably wouldn't believe you. I think there's a lot of different ways that people use the internet these days and social media platforms, and I'm also not saying any of them are wrong. People use the internet for all different things. Like I know some people who are like, I want to be a content creator because I want free food and free makeup and free experiences and free travel. Great. There are some people who say, I want to be a content creator because I want to make money. Great. A lot of us, I'm gonna go ahead and say the majority of people work jobs because they need to pay their bills. Content creation is no different. I know people who say, I want to be a content creator because I want to be famous. I want it to help launch my movie career. I use social media to help launch my book career. That is literally how I made every single connection in the publishing industry, was starting social media. That's what I credit to helping me publish my first book, was the connections that I made through social media. So, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that, but I do think there is a very slippery slope between doing things because you know that they're going to get high views, lying about them. Just kind of curious to get your opinions on it, because again, at the end of the day, and another reason why I use this space now is because it seems like the internet cares more about the, I don't know if I want to say the fantasy, but people like to see aesthetic homes. For as much as people will say like, oh, we want you to be real and we want to see your real space. I just have trouble seeing that because the data doesn't compute. And I'm not even just talking about me. This is something that I've talked at length about with other creators. And this is something that I've seen other creators talk about online. And to me, I know that like I can get some very interesting comments when, for example, when I used to do get ready with me videos, I wanted my get ready with me videos to be how I actually get ready. And that is usually me in a t-shirt with my hair not done yet, no jewelry on. I'm literally just sitting down to get ready for my day. And I would get comments of like, do you ever do your hair? How come your hair is always just in a ponytail? Did you brush your hair today? Do you ever wear any jewelry? Like, I mean, the comments would just go on and on about my appearance as I'm literally just getting ready, just like I would a normal day. To me, that's what I've always wanted to bring to my videos, is just a normal life. But it seems in the scope of the internet these days, that's just not it. That's not what people want to see. They want to see the fantasy. They want to see this immaculate morning routine because that's what they want to have. They want to have a morning routine that looks like that. They want to have a fitness routine that looks like that. They want to have a body that looks like that. They want to have a makeup routine that looks like that. And so I think it's a very slippery slope these days. And as someone who's a content creator, of me taking a step back and looking at it through a different lens of like, and then me thinking like, I'm so stubborn, like why will I not cave to all of this? And I think for me, like I definitely got to a point where I was like, okay, like I'm gonna start to do my hair before I do a get ready with me. Not something that I would normally do in my routine, but like I'll start to do my hair. I always make sure that I have jewelry on no matter what. Like if I'm filming, I have jewelry on 100%. But even when I think about my second channel and how it's more healthy habits, I watch all of these videos too of people who do healthy habit videos, book videos, and it's kind of similar to when, you know, beauty YouTube was first coming out and everyone was sitting in the white rooms with the candle in the back, and then it turned into everybody sitting in front of these gigantic vanities with all of this makeup in it. Like I see those in those videos as well, so I'm thinking I definitely can't make these healthy habit videos in my apartment. People will be like, you're insane. Like that's not it, right? So I started using my friend's space, yet at the same time being very upfront about like, this isn't where I live. This is my friend's home, and isn't she a great decorator? She got great taste. Like, because I'm not trying to like lie and be like, oh look guys, I bought a house. Like what? I could not do that. That's wild to me. But I think when I have been thinking about everything, what I keep coming back to has been, are your favorite creators lying to you? Or are they giving you what you want to see? Are they giving you inspiration? Are they giving you motivation? Or are they lying to you? I don't know. I think the line is really blurry, to be honest with you. And I feel like this is a very rambly video. It was something when I went to sleep last night and I had in mind like, oh, I'm gonna go film a get ready with me tomorrow. This is not at all the topic that I had in mind that I was going to do. But as I'm online today and I'm seeing this trending sound and I'm seeing everybody saying these crazy things, I'm like, ooh. But the question to me at the end of the day, when I think about this, is are the creators lying to you? Or are they giving you what you want to see? And I'm saying you in such a broad scope. I'm not talking to you directly. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking to the internet as a whole. because that is, it seems like people really want to see that. And I also don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Seeing this like beautifully put together morning routine, if that inspires you to wake up a little bit earlier, great. Maybe the one thing, you watch this video and it's a girl getting up early and going for a walk and making her protein smoothie and making her healthy breakfast and journaling and doing her skincare, and you watch that video and you watch her videos every single day of her morning routine and you think, you know what? I'm gonna wake up early. You took one thing away from that video. That's great. That's literally great. That's wonderful. If you are watching, you know, a beauty creator and do her whole aesthetic ASMR skincare routine and all of these creams and all of these serums and pumping them this way and like doing all the things, and you think, you know what? I'm gonna try vitamin C. Great. like that's great. So again, I'm not trying to say that I think it's like a bad thing for creators to create an illusion of what life looks like or could look like, or maybe looks like just on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday, you do your full-blown skincare routine, and that's what you put out every single week. You put out on Tuesday this full-blown skincare routine. Like, that's great. But I've also just been, you know, kind of watching the feedback and people being like, oh my gosh, they lied and they're horrible people and all of the things. I don't know. I can also see the side of it as the creator. You do this video and it does well, and it performs well for you, and it gives more eyes to you. And maybe because you had this video go viral, now you can talk about a subject that you feel really passionate about. I just think that there's so many different layers to this, and I've just been finding it really fascinating. I feel like every time I open the TikTok app today, it's another influencer being like, that was a facade. And I'm like, okay. Like, some of them I'm like, yeah, I saw that. And others I'm like, oh, well, you also fooled me. You know, I'm not unfoolable. I'm a fool sometimes, okay? I think I'm gonna try this one. I like the green sparkles in here. It looks to be like a fun duochrome, but we're gonna give it a shot and see. Ooh, she's pretty. So cute. I don't know, that's what I wanted to talk about for today's video, and see what you think. Again, I know YouTube, like avid YouTube watchers tend to hate, even like YouTube shorts. Like, I get an immense amount of hate on YouTube shorts. But again, at the end of the day, it's always my reminder of like, creators are kind of at the mercy of our platforms. We don't have control over them. We don't own any of them. Okay, this shade though, that is so pretty. I'm getting definite mermaid vibes from this. Oh, I do really love the Nomad formula. They've been an eyeshadow brand that I've talked about for their formulas for probably a year, over a year now, I would say. Ooh, loving the way this eye look turned out, and it was also so simple. Ooh, okay. That's basically where I'm gonna wrap up the combo, because I feel like I could like ramble about this for another hour. Again, usually I try to have my thoughts a little bit more put together, but sometimes I'm sitting down and things are happening like as I'm sitting down to film. So that's just what I've been seeing online today, and it's my question to you. Are creators lying or giving the internet what they want to see? And where is that line? But the one takeaway that I have from this video is this green look is so pretty. I'm just gonna use my Urban Decay black liner. And I only used 3 shades, so super simple. I'm gonna tight line actually. Also, I feel bad, but what is like a color you just don't wear, like clothes wise? Like, you look in your closet and you're like, I don't have anything of this color, because today I realized it was blue. I am gonna watch the Lions game with my girlfriend Katie, who is from Michigan. She's a big Lions fan, and I was like, okay, I'll wear something blue in support of her today. She wore green last week, you know, everyone wore green for me last week. Very, very happy. I don't own anything blue. The only thing that I had was a blue t-shirt that has a picture of a Vizsla on it wearing sunglasses, and it says like, Vizsla owners are cool. That was my dog's breed. I was like, I don't know if that really hits the same. Is there no like pencil brush in here? That's so interesting. Well, I'm just gonna use a liner brush for the lower lash line, I guess. They don't have a pencil brush. That seems, oh, this isn't even, this is like a double-ended brush. Okay. This is for brows, technically. The M401 has a spoolie and then the wing, but I need something for my lower lash line. They have another brush that's double-ended, also for brows. But no pencil brush? That's So strange. But yeah, I realized I don't have anything blue, so I feel bad. And then I'm doing a green eye look. At least, wait, who are they playing? They're not playing a green team. They're playing the Commanders. So it's fine. Everything's fine. I just feel a little bit bad. I'm gonna take the green matte and just kind of run that on the lower lash line. But ooh, this eye look, she party. I actually kind of want to just do this green. Like usually I like to do a pretty smoky lower lash line, but I think we're gonna leave it more of just this dark matte green. But I'm excited for this palette because I really like the row of mauves as well. And all of the like shimmers in here look so beautiful too. So I'm excited to play with this one even more. And then I also got a new mascara. This is from L'Oreal. It's the Paradise Big Deal. So I'm excited to try this out, especially because the mascaras that I have in my on-the-go bag are like about done. So I'm gonna put this mascara in for sure. So I'm just gonna do the bottom lashes first. The wand kind of feels like a comb. That's nice. Kind of like combing through the bottom lashes there. Okay, there's an up close of the wand. I also just want to take a minute to say like thank you to everyone who has followed along my journey, because I have not been an aesthetic girly from day one. It's so funny, when I was talking about like back in the YouTube days where everyone had white walls and a candle, I was coming to you in an office that had red walls. The first home that I bought in Iowa, the office space, which I was so excited about because it was a real office. I had worked from home for a few years and just worked in the living room, at the kitchen table, things like that. So I was like, oh my gosh, my first real office, and the walls were red. And we just didn't have enough money at the time to repaint them. So I was quite embarrassed the first several years being on YouTube because everyone looked the same and I looked so different. And I was like, I'm such a weirdo. But it's funny because it's kind of like a running joke now where people are like, I followed you since the red wall days. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like that kind of like tells me when people are the real OG, right? But I've also like, I think one thing about being this like chronic oversharer is that it sets you up for being very vulnerable online, and it sets you up for people to dislike you because you give them so many reasons to. And I think that's hard. When you share so much personally, it really just sets you up for people to be like, I don't like you because of this reason. I don't like you because of this decision that you made. Like, you let us in on very personal, vulnerable decisions that you've made in life, and so now I'm gonna tear you down for it. And that's hard, you know? My divorce was one of the biggest things that I went through that I had no idea that would be such a big thing. You know, I've had people send me screenshots of like, oh, I Googled you just to like see if I could watch some of your videos or find your books, and the first thing that pops up is Samantha March divorce. I just had that happen 2 months ago, and I was like, great. So when my dog was going through her cancer battle and I was sharing the different things that I was doing, I was getting slung through the mud online for everything while I was dealing with one of the hardest things that I've gone through. You know, when you do open up, when you do overshare, when you do share your decisions, it really just gives people more and more ammo to dislike you. And I think I had to come to a point in time where I realized that, and I was like, okay, I can either stop sharing with my community because it's too hard, it's not, you know, I should just stick to talking about trends and stick to talking about like what's viral right now and not be so personal online. But that's the whole reason why I'm on the internet. It's the whole reason why I started on the internet. If I took that away, I wouldn't do this anymore because I don't know what the point of it would be. And again, that's not saying that's wrong for other people. It just, everyone has different goals and different reasons why they do things. And the reason why I do it is to share stories and to connect with people. It's the whole reason why I write books as well. My social media is literally an extension of my books, essentially. It's a way to reach people in a faster way than I can publish a book. So if I took that away, I wouldn't want to do this job anymore. And it's also like, I'm probably not always going to want to do this. And I've already, you know, I've started new businesses and things like that. So I don't have to keep everything only to social media. Okay, that mascara is actually very beautiful. You see that like nice curl that it gave, and it really lengthened them? Wow. Okay, I really like L'Oreal mascaras. So so far this one is looking promising. It's not like I'm saying like I'm going to do this forever. And also I could change my mind. I literally next month could be like, you know what? I've decided I don't want to share anymore. I just want to, I was trying to think, wash my brushes for the internet. I started doing like a brush and like sponge washing series. I love the videos that my friend Makeup Molly does. I think that they're so fun. And I started dabbling in them, and then they started doing well. So I started like, you know, keep on doing them every so often. I do a brush or a sponge washing video, but the other day, literally yesterday, my latest brush washing one hit 1 million views. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. It's so exciting. Like, people like to see it. It really has me washing my brushes and sponges more, which is a great thing. But you know, maybe I'll just want to like do that, not show my face even, not talk, not show my personality. You know, maybe I'll just want to stick with something like that. There's so many faceless YouTube channels, Instagram pages. There's so many just like ASMR or just cooking, where it's like literally just people cooking silent. You don't know them, you don't see them, you don't see their personality. Like, there's been a lot of times where I've thought like, okay, I can do something like that where I'm still making content and finding a community. But I think for me the hardest part would be, I don't know how to make a community if I'm like not involved in it. And maybe that's something that I have to think about and brainstorm and think of like how to do that. But I think at the end of the day, it's important to remember that people can always like change their minds or go in a different direction, or just decide that something better is working for them. And like I was talking about at the beginning, like just because I'm in a stage right now where it's hard for me to like be at home and like all those things, I don't expect that to be my forever. I mean, I would hope not, but I don't expect that to be my forever. But it's something that it's okay to be in right now. You can have times in life where you're unsure, you're sad, you're trying new things, like all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. For my lips, I'm going to do the Colourpop Duo. This one is the, oh, this is the Bella Where Have You Been Loca. Why did I think that was the red one? That's so funny, but this is the nude one. A lot of you were laughing when I said I didn't watch any movies. And I don't know the lines of them. I haven't seen Twilight. I was trying to think if I read Twilight. I think I started to try to read Twilight, but it's just like, it wasn't for me. And I mean, that was years ago, but no. So I had no idea. So a lot of people thought that was funny. Another reason why I'm not popular online, I don't know any of like the popular things. Don't even get me started on Star Wars. I know nothing. This lippy pencil is called Hello Biceps. I'm assuming it has to do with this man on the packaging. That's hilarious. And that is a pretty deep nude. I do really like the Colourpop lippy pencils. The plumping lip liners are a new favorite though. And then this is a lipstick. This is in Jake. Bella is the girl. Shoot, what is the guy's name? It's Robert Pattinson is the actor. What's his name in the movie? Right? I keep wanting to say Rob, but that's the actor's name, right? Bella. I don't even have my phone by me. I can't even Google it. Bella. That is gonna bug me so much. Okay, she's pretty dark. I don't know if I really love like a super dark shade on me right now. I mean, I like, it's pretty brown. This feels more like a matte lip, which I do like. It might just be like a little bit too dark for me at this moment. I think it goes well with the eye look though. Before I go out though, I might try to like, maybe do a gloss or something like that. It's pretty though. It is pretty dark. Even when I looked at it, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a pretty deep lip shade. And I feel like lately I've been kind of going just for more of like my clear glosses, but that's okay. But we like to switch things up from time to time. So this is the final look. Oh, I didn't do the setting spray. We have the spray from Colourpop, the Lock It In setting spray, again with peptides and niacinamide. Usually I don't like to spray after I do my mascara, but this was hiding under the brush roll. So let's spray. Alrighty. We will see how I like it. I have the one size in my makeup bag right now, but maybe I'll put this one in here too so I can review it. But the primer felt nice, you know, the spray, I don't know, felt nice. Like I can't really give a lot of reviews right now. The Morphe brushes, they seem pretty good. They seem nice and soft, so I'll try a few more out and let you know what I'm thinking. The Nomad palette is so pretty. Definitely a big fan of this one. Also the L'Oreal mascara, so nice on first glance. I want to see like how it wears throughout the day. The lip duo felt really nice as well from the Twilight one, just a little bit dark for me, but this is our final look for today. I'm gonna go watch some football and just wanted to talk to you on, you know, some current thoughts running through my head. I'm curious to get your feedback. But thank you so much for watching. A new PR haul will be coming next week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.